Good morning, everyone. You're on Swails.com, and this is your Thursday morning weather briefing. And before we get too deep into that, I did want to thank everybody that turned out last night for the rally. Had a nice crowd out there and was able to shake hands with a lot of people, and also gave out some natural disaster books. I know there was some folks there all the way from Galena came down, out around Des Moines, Burlington, places like that. Even had a gift from Tom Skilling brought in from Chicago. I got a Snuggie, a Tom Skilling Snuggie. That's pretty solid stuff, to say the least. Anyway, your support is much appreciated. It was great to get out and shake some hands and see all the people that have been watching for all of these years. And today, weather-wise, on our satellite imagery, you can see two pieces of energy moving across the Midwest. One is to the north of my area, the other down to the south. And because of that, the split in the energy there, most of the precipitation is going to stay out of eastern Iowa and western Illinois, but you can see on the high-res satellite here, there's going to be a lot of clouds around today, and that'll filter the sunshine and keep things a little bit on the cool side for this time of year, but the heavier rains will be staying down to the south of us. And the front, which is now getting into eastern Iowa, will pass on through here, and eventually will ignite some more showers and storms out in eastern Illinois today, but I think those are pretty much going to bypass our area. Maybe a few sprinkles in a few locations. But as I mentioned, there'll be some clouds around today, and it's going to keep those temperatures well below normal. Our normal highs are up there in the lower 80s, and I would not expect our temperatures to be too much out of the low to mid 70s this afternoon. Much will depend on how much sunshine we can work in during the afternoon hours as high pressure eventually moves on in. Now, it looks like we're going into an active period of weather around here later on this weekend and into early next week. This is the 500 millibar jet stream chart, and what you're looking at here is on Saturday, and there's a very sharp trough coming into the central plain states, and that will scoop up some moisture and bring it northward, and it will also start to warm the temperatures a little bit, and we're going to get some instability to develop out there. And as that whole system comes across the Midwest, it's going to fire up some showers and thunderstorms. Most of those will initially be out to the west of us on Saturday, but some could work their way in here Saturday night and then come across the rest of the Midwest on Sunday and maybe even into parts of Monday. That's going to be kind of a slow-moving system there, and it will be the focus for these rounds of showers and thunderstorms. And so what you're looking at there is the amount of rain that might fall over the next 5 days or so. And I'm seeing some amounts down there around Kansas City, just a little northwest of Kansas City, around St. Joe. It could be in excess of 5 or 6 inches in a lot of places, looking at totals in the 1 to 3 inch range where the heavier convection is expected to fire. So, again, that's a little hard to say precisely at this point in time, but I do think there's going to be some places in Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, maybe off into Illinois that pick up some 2-inch rainfall totals over the next few days. And as you can see, this is the precipitation anomaly here. This is how much above. So everywhere you're seeing in blue there, the rainfall is expected to be substantially above normal during this period. And so we're thinking maybe 1 inch to 2 inches above what's typical over the next 7 days, where you see the blues on the chart there. Also, with a lot of clouds around and some precipitation from time to time, temperatures are not going to be overly warm. This is the 7-day temperature anomaly chart, and where you're seeing blue, you're looking at temperatures that are expected to average below normal. So I'm not seeing any heat waves, that's for sure. The entire central portion of the nation well below normal on the temperatures, and that's going to be keeping highs generally in the 70s and 80s over a pretty good portion of the Midwest, probably just low 80s. And also, something that I'm going to show you here is Saturday's weather charts, and what we're showing here is CAPE. CAPE is instability. It's energy that's available for showers and thunderstorms, and there is a pretty good concentration of that over eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. And I do think there is the threat there of some severe weather that could actually include a little bit of tornado activity. And the Storm Prediction Center certainly sees that threat as well for Saturday. And so I'm probably going to be packing up and heading out to the west and do a little storm chasing myself. So that's always an exciting event for me. Looking forward to that. And then eventually that severe weather threat has the potential moving east on Sunday and could encompass more of eastern Iowa and western Illinois. But Saturday, pretty good chance I'll be packing up and heading out to the west to see the storm activity for myself, up close and personal. Anyway, Some unsettled weather headed our direction over the next few days, so showers and thunderstorms will be back in the forecast starting the second half of the weekend and into early next week. But today, just a lot of clouds and relatively cool temperatures for this time of year. And that is your weather briefing. I appreciate you being on here on tswails.com. And as always, roll weather.